Hello and welcome to episode 103. 103 episodes.
I thought we were 107.
103. You missed a lot while you were gone. Hello Twitch. Hello YouTube. Hello everybody.
TikTok?
No TikTok yet. We want to thank everyone for listening. Want to give a shout out to Timothy. Good old TC. Haven't seen you in a while. If you're coming this weekend, let me know. We need to hang out. I'll even tell Titus to come over too. You can hang out in the bar.
I'll be busy.
Whatever. And thank you to Connor at ConCon's Cantina. Hopefully you don't record. He did it to what we did. He recorded a whole episode.
What
and it
you
didn't
did?
show
I
up.
don't control anything. That's all you.
Okay. I get that. And I just wanted to say I'm trying to look it up.
Look up Cantina?
No, it's called ConCon's Cantina.
Con.
I'm not looking that up. Yeah.
What are you looking up right now?
I'm looking up, see if something came up on the internet. I'll tell you about it in a second.
The internet?
Yeah. So they're talking about the Clone Wars Season 7 right now. So great podcast is up right now. I'm looking at this. Sorry about this. I'm going over stuff real quick. Okay, there we go. But yeah, no, he's been trying to get me on there.
Where does he live? Minnesota?
No, he lives in Florida.
You're going to fly out there?
No. Skype. You can do it through Skype on this.
Yeah, can you fly out there and be like a business trip? You write it off?
Yeah, that'd be funny. And Justin from ConCon's Cantina can suck it because we were debating on Facebook about the best Highlander. And
the one that won them all, right?
Not Duncan. We're going with Connor MacLeod. That's who we're going for. So Justin can suck it. His favorite is Duncan from the TV show. The movie one's way better, right?
The movie one's way better.
See,
I've never seen the series, and I already know. And I've only seen like 15 minutes of the movie, and I already know.
The series was pretty good. It was very much like.
Was it like in the 90s?
Yeah, it was like a TBS style TV show.
Right, it's going back to me.
I always remember the one that scared me the most was when the one of the Highlanders was a kid, and he realized that I can't remember what happened with the kid if he let him go or not, but I remember it was a younger kid, and I'm like, oh man. We do have sad news. This is gonna be the last year of the Pod Bros Network. It's closing at the end of the year.
Why?
It's the time. They're ready to John has been nothing but fantastic to me when this whole process of joining the network.
Someone got married?
No, he wants to spend more time with his kids. Yeah.
Kids.
So, spending more time with kids is pretty important. And when you run in a bunch of podcasts, it does become more difficult because it's not just ours. It's
How many were on there? 7? 8?
There's like 10 to 15, and he's doing a couple of them too. That's what's crazy is he's on a couple of the podcasts.
So he's no more. He's retiring from the podcast.
His own, yeah. He'll do guest spots still, so we'll probably have to have him come on here. But we want to thank the Pod Bros Network for everything they've done with us. We're still on there right now.
Are you gonna make your own network?
No, I can't do. I'm not gonna do that. I don't have servers or anything like that.
Not yet.
We're gonna go by ourselves for right now. We're gonna float, do our own thing. Nothing's really gonna change. You'll still be able to find us on all your podcast stuff.
Why is the point of being on a network?
So a network's good because you have other people promoting the podcast.
Gotcha.
So and you also have because some people legitimately, what's shocking to me is Jeremy, who's in Florida, who listens to us. He goes, I want to listen to your podcast, but I only listen to Spotify. Like I guess he doesn't have an iPhone, so he doesn't listen on Apple Podcasts. So it's one of those things where some people just listen to it on a strict thing where they go to an actual person's website to listen, stuff like that. So having it on the website was nice because people could put it on their computer and play it. We're on Spotify now, so you can watch us on the TV on Spotify, which that's another cool thing to do too. For those of you that really like a podcast, it doesn't have to be even ours. I want everyone to do good. If you go on Spotify and you go onto your favorite podcast channel, and if they have like 20 episodes, whatever up there, click on a podcast and let it play. Turn the volume all the way down, whatever, let it play throughout the night. No, because it drives traffic to them and it helps them out. Because how many times have you do listen to podcasts at all?
A little bit, yeah.
So have you ever listened to a podcast and be like, oh my gosh, I've been missing out on this for how long, and there's so many episodes? Because podcasts, there's so many of them, it's so hard to advertise for them, Who's gonna like this? Who's not gonna
Well,
like
there's
it?
so many that are not good.
True. One of ours is those. Hello. Um,
There's only a few that are like good.
right, and you gotta think because everyone's so
Or they're niche. Like I've never listened to like a Star Wars one, but a lot of people listen to that one. You know.
right. Like there's actually one called Star Wars Minute,
There you go.
where they literally cover every single movie minute by minute.
It's very neat. Like it's got very specific things, so it's not
Right.
big. It's not very few that have a broad appeal to people.
Correct. Right, because people want that one thing. So like one of the big ones that's come up is My Favorite Murder. And it's basically they talk about murder stuff, and that's all they talk about, and people love it. And so you're right. So we'll see what happens. Who knows? We're just gonna keep having fun.
Float around. Like
remember,
drifters.
just tell us Facebook.com/FOMOcast, Twitter FOMO_cast, and FOMO podcast on Instagram. Well, let's talk about. So we mentioned it on the Twitch. So coronavirus has affected one thing so far in filming. They've stopped production on the Winter Soldier. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Because they were filming in China?
Bulgaria, I think. Or Belarus. That's what Belarus. I think they were in Belarus. Okay. So, obviously countries are shutting down.
6 months? 3 months? 2 months? Indefinite?
I'm thinking that maybe they had someone on the crew get it. Maybe. You never know. Who knows?
But how long are they going to shut down production? A couple months?
I would say a month. Probably.
Month, that's it?
Probably. To get a better grip. Yeah. Like we talked about before, we don't know the full extent of what's going to happen. We're not going to know for 6 months.
Yeah.
Because, it's unpredictable. But we'll see what happens. And you did share with me and Andrew the article about Disney Plus canceling the certain shows.
Right.
Now, for those of you that don't know, there is a whole process, I believe, that they do with these shows. They go, they axed them. They may have just been an idea. You know what I mean? It wasn't even in production. It wasn't any. It was just an idea.
Any that you saw that you were disappointed?
No.
You were happy with everything?
I mean, Tron didn't do good in the last one. So the movie, yeah. The Muppet one is a little bit off because it did cancel the one, but I guess there's another one in production. So I think what it was they had like Game of Thrones. 4 different ideas for a Muppet show, and they picked the one that was the best one. So technically they did axe one of them, but it wasn't anything nefarious or crazy. It was just whatever it was. So we have that. And then they also, there's a big controversy because Hilary Duff is bringing back Lizzie McGuire. It's on hiatus. It's on hiatus right now because they're trying to find a new director. And what happened is the rumor is, they're mad because there was that movie about the teen coming out. I think it was called I Love You, Simon. It came out last year before. I can't remember. But it was almost 2 years, man. Wow. They were going to make a series out of it on Disney Plus. But they said, it's too adult. We'll send it over to Hulu. Mm-hmm. Well, apparently Hilary Duff's mad because they're trying to make her show too childish. And she's like, why can't we just put this on Hulu?
How old is Hilary Duff?
She's in her 30s.
So what are they gonna make this? What's the premise of the show?
You never watched Lizzie McGuire?
No.
It was just about a girl growing up and her friends in school.
She's grown. What is she like?
Right, but what they were trying to do is they're trying to do that thing where they like have them be the adults with kids, and then their kids are the focus, like Girl Meets World was.
Okay.
On TV.
I didn't see
I think it's a similar concept they're trying to do with it.
Okay.
But she wants it to be more adult. I get it. Whatever.
Like how adult?
Just have more adult issues. Mm-hmm. Like Disney Plus, you got to think is pretty. Aside from the cartoons, it's pretty tame. Yeah. So, we'll see what happens, see if it moves. But Disney Plus, they are pushing through. A Mandalorian has finished filming.
Of course.
There's a surprise Star Wars show that supposedly is coming out at about the same time, based off of the show Rebels, which I just finished the other day, which is fantastic. So we had that. They also are going to be doing a Sandlot TV series.
Excited for that?
No.
No.
Because they're calling it a reboot, and it's not a reboot. Because the original cast is going to be in it.
That's a reboot.
No, it's not.
What's a reboot?
How is it a reboot? A reboot is when you start everything over.
Is that what that means?
Yeah. So it's basically they're going to bring the other people back, and it's just a new series. It's all it is. I'm assuming they're going to be the parents or something. I don't know how
Maybe
they're going to do it.
Maybe they'll just be there for episode 2, and then they give it over.
That's also a possibility.
Like
'Cause
Ghostbusters.
I like the concept idea for um, the Mighty Ducks one because it's a new group of kids. Coach Bombay is still the person, so I like that idea. But do you feel like they might be trying to reach on all these '90s nostalgic movies to try and capitalize off of a reboot for the platform?
Yeah, I mean, people like watching terrible entertainment, so I don't know why they'd want to watch it again. The nostalgia factor, like people like to feel safe when they watch stuff.
Hey, that's
It's
why
comfort.
that's why I'm watching The Bachelor, and it's gone downhill so bad, and I'm
Why is
still
that?
watching it. He's just a bad bachelor. He's not good.
Did you ever, when you were younger and single, did you ever apply?
No, I
Why
wouldn't.
not?
It
What's
was
preventing you?
I wouldn't want to be on that.
No?
No,
You
because
don't
it's
want to find
too.
love?
There's too. No, the problem with the show is well, especially now, it's all about clout. It's all about I want to be Instagram famous. That's what it's all about now. I mean, one of the dudes that was on one of the I think he was on the previous season, The Bachelorette. He was dating Gigi Hadid. Like he's
I
in
don't
the
know what that is.
Gigi Hadid.
That's a person?
She's an actress. She's a model.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's hanging out with them. Taylor Swift, all these famous people. He's hanging out with them. So it propelled him. I guess he had a lot of followers before, and he also has a nonprofit in New York City, I believe, or in
Okay.
that area. So I mean, he's doing a lot of good work on the side, but everyone else wants to be on TV. So I feel like Disney Plus, what they do now is they throw out an idea for a reboot. Because literally, the Mighty Ducks one, I talked with Andrew. It went from rumored Mighty Ducks sequel series, what TV series is what they said, and then all of a sudden it was, oh, can they get Coach Bombay to come back? So then it was greenlit within like a week, and then within 2 days it went from, is Emilio Estevez going to come back as Coach Bombay, and then like 2 days later, Emilio Estevez is back as Coach Bombay, and it was like, wait, what?
For real?
Yeah,
How much are they paying that guy? He kind of
I don't know. He hasn't acted in a long time.
He's kind of over it. I think he kind of retired.
He comes around here with his dad to
Does
get
he?
vines.
In
They go to Doherty Nursery
where's that at?
in series.
No way.
Yeah, they go pick up vines. I guess they have like a big vineyard.
You need to get out there and invite him over for the podcast.
Yeah, like that's gonna happen.
You gotta try.
Shoot.
Hey, you gotta make the shots, dude. You gotta
So
shoot.
I do think that it's something. I mean, everybody wants what they want. So, like you said, if they're nostalgic enough, people say, "Yeah, it's gonna happen."
Did you guys talk about Sonic at all? Crushed it.
We
Crushed
did talk about it a little bit how it's crushing it, and
You
then
were shocked by that?
no.
No.
No, it's just still sad that that company went out of business. That did all the work for it. They're going to get no money out of it.
I hope they got something.
I mean, we'll see what happens because a lot of those places have contingencies in their contracts that they're basically contracted for a set amount for any kind of retouch up and stuff like that. They probably didn't anticipate having to redo the whole entire movie, but
Yeah, they get sued.
hey,
Those two, who built it?
no, man, you can't.
You can't?
Those contracts are ironclad, man. That's why you have legal departments to
I
do
don't
that
know.
for you.
I've seen some contracts go to court.
We'll see. So they're doing that, and then they had the new Black Widow trailer. Really cool. I liked it. A little
see
more
it?
history. Yeah,
You liked it?
it ties really. This new trailer ties a lot more in with the Civil War, which I just started doing a Marvel rewatch. So I've been watching them chronologically. So technically, you start with Captain America, the First Avenger, and then you go to Captain Marvel.
You got the
It's-
map down? Do you have
I-
the map like next to the TV so you can like, all right?
No, I have it on my
follow
phone saved, so I can do it.
Okay.
So I've gone through all the movies.
How many hours is that?
It's been a lot.
No, how many hours is it total for all those
I
movies?
don't know.
You think it's over 20?
Oh yeah,
So you thinking over a day?
yeah.
You thinking 2 days?
I want to say they did that last Marvel marathon because they did them in L.A. where they would watch all the movies up until the new movie. I want to say it was like 27 hours, 28 hours. But not all of them. I have to take a break because Infinity War doesn't come on until June. So basically, I'm on Doctor Strange. So I go Doctor Strange. Also, the Sony ones aren't on there, so you can't watch Spider-Man movies. So
I can't believe people aren't sick of them, but people still they're thinking what four a year now?
I think they're gonna take a break after Black Widow comes out. There's
I have no idea.
there's Black Widow. The Black Widow movie's coming out, and then they have the new Spider-Man movie that's gonna come out. They have a Doctor Strange and a Black Panther 2, both of the second ones lined up. But they're trying to work on the Marvel Avenger universe, which usually it should be Captain Marvel will probably take over. So
Excited about that? A woman?
yeah, I love the Captain Marvel character. The movie's
Yeah.
fantastic. I loved her in the movie. I loved her in both that one and in Endgame.
Mm.
Which I went with you to Endgame, didn't I? Yeah, I did. We watched it. We watched the first 15 minutes twice.
That's right.
That's right. Because our glasses were not working right when it was actually they put the wrong 3D movie on. So super. Um, two more movie news announcements. So, this was a TV show. Taika Waititi is going to direct a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory TV series for Netflix, I believe.
There you go.
Why?
It's a good story. Interesting story.
You think they'll go into something different?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Like the Johnny Depp one was more in line with the book.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Gene Wilder one's pretty good though. I liked that one as a kid. I thought it was pretty zany. The guy was kind of dark.
It was very
It was
dark.
entertaining for me, like as a 10-year-old.
It was very dark. It was a hidden agenda of you break the rules, this is what's going to happen to you. Like,
Maybe, but he broke the rules and he got the company. He broke the bubble thing. He
true,
contaminated it.
true. But I mean, was it really that bad?
It was. He broke the rules.
Oh, come on, Titus. You know you break the rules all the time.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
That's not true.
It's very true.
Not even.
Talk again?
Hello?
Oh yeah, you're so quiet, man.
We gotta turn up my levels.
So we had that. I'm okay with it. I like. So Taika Waititi is he does Mandalorian stuff.
Okay.
So he was the IG-11 in it, and he also directed, I think, one of them.
He was the
maybe.
robot?
Yeah, he was IG-11 the robot. He was the voice of it.
Oh, he's a voice. Huh?
Hmm. And so we have that. The saddest news since I've been adult. Judge Judy is ending after 25 years.
She your favorite?
25 seasons. Judge Judy was amazing. She was the best after-school kind of thing. Come home to watch. Judge Judy.
You didn't watch Springer?
No. And you know why Judge Judy is ending?
Why?
Because of the new people on the network.
Who's the new people?
I don't know. So apparently she was with Les Moonves was the one that was
Les
before.
Moonves?
Moonves.
Moonves?
I can't remember how to say it.
Moonves?
Something like that. I think it's Moonves.
No, I don't think you're right.
You think it's Moonves?
Moonves, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Moonbees?
no, it's a V.
Movies?
It's Mooves.
Moonves. It's Moonves.
Okay. You
What's
think
his
so?
first name?
Les.
Les Moonves.
I don't know. We'll look it
Moonves.
up afterwards. But so he left the company.
Yeah, he got kind of kicked out.
Right, and you know his wife is
Sure.
Julie Chen.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't. Is she still doing Big Brother?
Yeah.
She was doing it right when it was going on, and then she took a couple she was gone for a couple of days, and people were like,
think so.
"Uh oh," and so apparently Judge Judith Scheinlin had a good relationship with him.
Moonves.
Stop. He had a good relationship with her, so she would basically pitch stuff to her, and she'd pitch stuff to him, and stuff would get greenlit because like she has a show called Hot Bench that she produces. So apparently she wanted to create a new show, and CBS is like, no, we're not going to do that. So she's like, fine, my contract's up at the end of the season, so we're done. So apparently she has a show in development with some other networks. We don't know where she's going yet.
UPN.
I wish that was still around. UPN was the best.
Is that gone?
Yeah.
BET.
No.
You don't think so?
UPN merged with the WB network, and it became
CW.
CW.
CW is still around.
CW is still
Should go to
around.
CW.
And CW is actually it's already she can't.
She can't.
CBS owns CW.
Oh no.
So CW has her reruns all the time on
ABC.
there. I mean, maybe. I don't think ABC has a really good judge
People
show
still
on
watch
there.
those shows?
Mm-hmm.
No.
And then lastly, before we go to the Titus hour, Baby Driver 2 got greenlit, and supposedly a bunch of people are coming back. So
Baby Driver is.
you ever watch Baby Driver?
The guy who's a good driver.
He has tinnitus.
He's young.
Yeah, and he has tinnitus in his ear, so he can't. He plays music because he can't concentrate with that sound going off his ear. And apparently, it's a lot bigger problem.
Movie.
You didn't like it?
That was boring.
You didn't like it?
No.
I think that I wish there was more driving. I liked the driving with music aspect. It was a good combination.
Yeah.
It was really good. I liked that a lot. So, you know,
You like car scene, like car chases?
um, somewhat as long as they're good and Italian Job, the one that had Jason Statham in it and Mark Wahlberg. I loved that one.
Which
Little
movie
mini.
has the best car? Like, I think Ronin has got some good ones.
Yeah, Ronan's
Right?
the one that the only reason why I hate it is because you never find out what's in the
You gotta know
package.
what's in the package.
And you never find out. For those of you that don't know on YouTube, on Twitch, on the podcast, Ronin is a movie with Robert De Niro. He's a driver, and he's in Europe. And I think this is probably I think that movie is pre Fast and the Furious too. I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
and that's what got me to pull the e-brake when I was working on the dairy on the vehicles. You
Right.
turn.
So you
That's what they
learned.
did. That's what you do is when they're driving around, they pull the e-brake and they spin around corners, whatnot, whatever. Well, he's hauling a package and he keeps people attacking him, chasing him, going after him. And the very end, after he's beating everybody off of him and he's on his own, he goes to open the briefcase and you see the back of it, and then it goes black screen. You never find out what's in the briefcase. So I rewound the last 20 minutes of that movie like 4 or 5 times trying to see if I missed them opening it and looking at it when he just give it to him, whatever, nothing. So, but that is very is a very European. I feel like most of the movies that take place in Europe that have car chases are better because it feels like it's a lot more difficult. Like they're maneuvering those tight streets in
Right.
Italy or other places where cars shouldn't go.
It's more technical.
A lot more technical. My favorite one ever was there was when I remember I think it was BMW or Mercedes did commercials with Guy Ritchie, and it was what's his face that plays James Bond now.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig was driving a Mercedes, and I think it was Madonna was in the back or something, and she's like, you need to hurry up. He's like, oh, and so he starts gunning it, and he's swerving. He slides to. She's trying to put her makeup on, and he slides, and she flies out the back of the car onto the red carpet, and she's got makeup all over her. And I watched the making of that. They literally had to rip the entire computer system out of the car because every time they would try to slide the car, the computer would take over, and it had anti-lock brakes, and it had all that stuff. So all it would do is it would just go super fast because it wouldn't slide at all. It wouldn't have anything. So they basically had to pull everything out. And I always thought that was super cool to learn about. Like I like watching stuff like that. Like I guess I haven't watched that Six Underground yet. And Ryan Reynolds posted a video of him on set, and you can see him. He's doing a little video, and you see the cars blowing up behind him. And it's all like that behind the scenes when you know what it took to do those chase scenes.
So you like the behind the scenes stuff?
I like it when it's a chase type of movie where there's a lot of car stuff because people don't realize how much goes into it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that goes into these chase scenes that you don't see. Like the person hanging on a boom in front of the car that's trying to track it and keep it in focus and whatnot, and it's pretty cool.
I think it's Moonves. That's what it is. It's Moonves.
We're done with that. We're gonna find out afterwards. But let's go. So when we recorded me and Titus the last time he was here, nothing got recorded audioly. So you did have a good part about The Walking Dead, how you revisited it,
Yeah.
and what made you want to revisit the show.
Just check in, see how it's going. Still whatever. I tried to watch the new season, but something happened. I didn't watch it, so I haven't watched any recent stuff.
So where did you start off at?
I think I watched I don't even know what season they're in right now.
So you started probably last season.
Was it 10 or 11? What are they in right
10,
now?
I believe.
So I watched all of 9.
Okay.
I haven't seen any of 10. I couldn't even remember 9. Just more of the whispers.
And so you just is it ruined for you now? Like done?
I'll probably watch it when it gets back on Netflix. I don't know. It's kind of interesting story to me. I kind of find it interesting. What would you do if society just fell out? And
For any reason, not even the zombie reason. It is a good aspect because most shows like this, no matter what the cause and what's going on, the reactions are almost always similar, of a basically a mob mentality type of get together
survival
kind
of
of
the
thing.
fittest, yeah. But I don't know. I don't remember what I said. I don't remember season 9. I just remember the whispers still around. Still got Alpha. She's like the main bad guy. And we'll see what happens with Rick. I think Rick will come back this season.
They're supposed to have some sort of made-for-TV movie, so maybe that'll introduce him back into it.
I think he'll come back. But no, I don't know. It's kind of it's got to wrap up. Are they finishing this last season? Do you know?
What do you mean?
For Walking Dead, is it done after this season?
No, I think they got extended for like 2 or 3 more. I
Oh
thought.
man, how many people are watching? At least 1 million. I hope so.
I mean, the thing is that it's not about that anymore. All right, because it was crazy. I saw some thingy where like they go, if you were to have a show like they did stats, shows that are getting axed would be thriving in like 10 years ago because people want instant huge numbers. So
Well,
I
the
mean,
numbers are just like dropping off pretty bad, right?
it has to be, man. Especially with how much anger I've seen on the internet about it.
It got kind of kooky. It got a little crazy, you know.
Yeah,
Tigers and everything else. It just got too nuts. All the good characters dying. People just didn't want to get involved.
Yeah, it's one of those things because I don't know if it was because they lost the comic book guidance or they were trying to go ahead of it.
Probably.
Same thing happened with Game of Thrones. I mean, it is what it is.
It just wrapped up too soon. Game of Thrones just rushed terribly.
True.
Like
True.
the ending was not bad, but like Andrew said about like who became the king at the end.
Right.
That didn't make any sense. I
No.
mean, like considering he's like, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. I'm the three-eyed raven, and oh yeah, I can be the king.
Right. Yeah.
It just felt really rushed. The character arcs thrown out the window.
Now, are you watching anything right now that's like kind of you're intrigued
Like mystical
by?
or
Yeah. Anything at all? Any shows at all?
I finished watching The Outsider on HBO. I like that.
Okay.
I thought that was a good one.
So that was pretty good. I know a lot
Stephen
of people are
King
talking
based.
about that.
Miniseries. I liked it. Had a good ending. It's done. 10 seasons or 10 episodes. It's done. I liked it.
That was pretty. And I think are some of them on Netflix.
The Outsider?
Yeah.
I don't know. Are there any HBO shows on Netflix?
I don't know.
Because they have HBO Go. Why don't they just put them on there?
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that. They might
That's what I'm
be. They
thinking.
might be on Amazon Prime.
No. You have to pay for it, though, right? Because don't you have to pay like $6 to get to it?
Some of them I think you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started watching the Hunters.
People have been talking
On
about
Amazon
that one.
Prime.
You like it?
It's crazy. Like it's really. It was a slowish start. Didn't really make sense. You have to really pay attention. I was starting to fall asleep in the second episode because it was late at night when I started watching it. But it is pretty decent. And watching that, and I started watching that the Trial of Gabriel Fernandez.
What is that?
Oh man, that's the one about that poor little kid in Southern California that ended up all beaten up, and
Why?
his parents, his
parents beat
mom and his mom's boyfriend
Just beat them?
tortured him.
Why?
That's what it's about, man. You don't know.
Why are you watching about child torture?
Because it was trending on there. I wanted to watch it because it is good to see how bad our system failed this poor
So
kid.
trending things, are you drawn to that? Like you take a moment to look at that if it's trending?
I will, because sometimes you're like, well, this is just trending because it's popular. Because that's the new app update for Netflix on the TV. It'll tell you what it ranked at for the past week,
Right.
from 1 to 10. And it's pretty cool.
You like that?
I like seeing that to see what's going on, but I'll go back and watch other random stuff, whatever I'm scrolling through and go, hey, that looks good, you know. But other than that, I mean, I've been watching that, and like I said, I've been watching bits and pieces of the Marvel movies here and there.
Good for you.
So-
Curb Your Enthusiasm once in a while. We're watching that one, the new season.
I need to watch the documentary about that one, Lost in the Crowd, I think it's called.
I have no idea.
It's about
I have no what it's about. Yeah.
So you know the one I'm talking about,
Mhm.
where the guy goes to the taping of
Right.
Curb Your. Well, he didn't even know, but he was at the game, and he's like, I wasn't supposed to be there, and they got him on camera. That's insane, man. It looks fantastic. So I do need to watch that one. So we'll see how it goes. I haven't watched too much on Netflix recently. Funny story. Did I tell you what happened with my Netflix account?
What happened?
So this will be interesting for those on YouTube and maybe for those listening. My wife was like, "Hey, can you go check and look at this? I want to see the shows on Netflix." And I go to search and nothing comes up. And I'm like, "What the heck's going on?" And it says you need to update your account. I'm like, "What are you talking about? My card doesn't expire yet." So I look, my card. They've been charging my card for Netflix since 2000. My card expired in 2016.
Mhm.
I never updated the card.
There you go.
So apparently this is some sort of weird thing with some banks where if you're charging, like your card is getting charged routinely for something, they won't stop them from charging your card for some reason. I have no idea why.
So they were.
They were taking their appropriate amount of money. It
What
wasn't.
bank is this?
It's called Moxie Federal Credit Union. It's a
credit
teachers
unions.
union. I just thought it was weird, but they said that no. They told me when I called them, they said this happens all the time. They said we have people all the time where their card is expired, and they'll let the payments keep going through. And they said it probably just got overlooked because I've been paying for Netflix for over 10 years. You know,
Were you back in the day when they're
discs.
mailing? No,
Yeah.
wow, your godfather.
I own Gamer because of that stupid thing. Because after so long of you having it, they charge you for it.
There you go.
I lost it, and then I found it when we moved. So
Found it.
yeah, so I got it somewhere.
Was it a miracle? Like, oh, I found it.
No, I already paid for it, so it didn't matter. Yeah. So I don't even think they do DVDs anymore.
I have no idea. Probably not.
It'd be interesting to look up. So now I know they charge you more if you want to get like more TVs and better resolution and whatnot. So, yeah. All right. Well, for the FOMOcast, I'm Chris,
Titus.
and you know what? Hold on. Didn't do that right. Let me start that over.
Why?
Because I need to thank everybody still. So thank you for watching. YouTube's been okay for us. I need to start recording more regularly. I'm gonna try and get Andrew in here to play his music, so they can have some YouTube video of him
You gotta
playing
make
music.
some room in here.
Why?
It's pretty cramped.
Just
The
play his
acoustics
guitar on
and
that
stuff.
couch. Oh, you can do
The
fine.
acoustics?
Yeah. Maybe we'll go to one of his shows. Maybe he'll perform live somewhere, and we'll go watch him, and we'll cry for him and clap and stuff like that. So
I'll probably be busy.
yeah, you probably will be. But yeah, so thank you to everyone who listens and watches. Make sure you go to Spotify now too. Go to YouTube.com, search FOMOcast. Check us out on Twitch, search FOMOcast. And make sure you go to Facebook.com/FOMOcast, Twitter FOMO_cast, and FOMO Podcast on Instagram.
You're on Twitter?
Yeah, I just said that. FOMO_cast on Twitter.
I just got on Twitter.
Yeah. Twitter's interesting. It's for mostly famous people. So
I get it for the news.
I had an interaction on Twitter with
All right, calm down now.
Stuart Scott.
Wow, name drop.
No,
Who was
no
that?
one knows who Stuart Scott is.
The black guy that died?
Yeah. From ESPN.
ESPN?
Yeah, the one that got hit in the head with the ball and jacked his eye up. Yeah.
I thought he had a stroke.
No, it was like I heard the story. He was doing something that hit the head with the ball or something like
Really? I
that.
thought it was a stroke the entire time.
No,
Yeah, all right.
had cancer twice. Second time it took him, and
What kind of cancer was it?
I don't know. So
What'd you say to him? Hey?
no, he was doing it. Ask anything, and I asked him. You know, I know because he was big on working out through the whole cancer treatment because he felt like that's what people kind of lost him was they wouldn't work out, and so he built up a lot of muscle before he started chemo. And I asked him like, what is your best for working out when you're on the road? And he was like, you know, he takes bands with him, and he'd make sure he had resistance bands with him at all
That make
times.
your day? That conversation?
No, it was just different, you know, because I've had people retweet me and comment on stuff just because I put a certain hashtag. But it's different when it's someone who, like, he's not super famous, but you know who he is. It's just kind of cool, you know, him responding because he could not respond. A lot of people don't respond to anything people send. It's just kind of, it's an interesting thing. So, but after all that, thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for sharing our show. And make sure to go to the Facebook group. Thank you to
You have a
Jeremy and Jeff and Connor and Justin and Stanathan, for everybody for sharing everything. They share on it all the time. It's pretty fun.
What's a Facebook group?
Basically, it's a group that's off the page, so other people can post to the main page. So your Facebook page, only you can post on the wall. Or in the group, everyone can post and share stories and cool stuff like that. So, for the FOMOcast, again, I'm Chris.
Titus.
We'll see you next time.